Elon Musk just launched Grok 2.0, and it's basically ChatGPT completely unfiltered. Grok allows you to do anything you want in terms of generating images and answering questions without content and copyright restrictions. That means you won't be limited by the content and copyright guidelines like generating copyrighted images of Nintendo characters, Disney characters, or images of political figures, things like that. It also won't be restricted in terms of answering questions on political events or sensitive questions that other AI will not do for you. So I'm on Twitter right now, and I'm gonna show you some of the crazier things people have done with Grok. I'm also gonna show you how to use Grok at the end of this, and I'm gonna do some comparisons between Grok and ChatGPT just to show you how unfiltered it really is, and it's pretty crazy. By the way, if you haven't yet, like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be doing a lot more stuff like this in the future, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. So I'm on Twitter right now, and you can see this is something that somebody generated. It's an image of Kamala, who is pregnant with Trump. So these are the two front runners of the 2024 election. And obviously there's a lot of potential issues with this, with AI. So especially how realistic it's getting. So that is why, you know, something like ChatGPT wouldn't generate an image like this, but Grok doesn't care. They'll go ahead and generate this image. So you can see they're very happy here with their new baby on the way. And it's a very funny image. You can see here kind of a controversial one, Trump and Kamala here with the building on fire in the background. They're both with their thumbs up. And let's go to another one here. So there's also like violence, copyrights, or I'm sorry, content issues that OpenAI and ChatGPT won't do. So they won't generate images of violence or political figures, or like I mentioned, copyrighted images of like Nintendo characters or Disney characters, things like that. You can see Grok doesn't care. You have political figures holding guns. You have Ronald McDonald here at Burger King, you know, doing some bad things. You know, you have Goofy here with Mickey. You have Pikachu with a rifle here at the Nintendo store. So again, it's violating everything that you basically can't do with OpenAI, right? It's producing copyrighted images with violence and with political figures. So just a ton of stuff that you could never do with ChatGPT. So if we go on with a few more of these, you can see Putin with another figure here. You can see this is Barack Obama. So I thought this was kind of funny. Just, you know, Barack Obama as Barack, you know, playing the cello here, or, you know, whatever that is. We have Elmo here holding a gun. I thought that was pretty funny too. It's also very, very realistic. And one quick note, Grok uses Flux for image generation. So basically, Flux is the latest open source image generator out there right now, and it is insanely powerful. It basically competes directly with Midjourney, which is the other best image generator out there right now. The crazy thing is that it's open source. So because it's open source, Grok just said, hey, we're gonna put this directly into our software, and we're gonna use this for image generation with no restrictions, which is what's so crazy about this right now. So let's go to a few more of these. You have Trump walking Elon. Thought this was kind of funny too. And you know, you'd think that Elon, if he didn't have a sense of humor, would censor this kind of thing from happening, right? At least censor his face and not allow images of him. He obviously doesn't care. He's having fun with this too, I'm sure. And you can see that it's basically able to generate images like this. You have images of Elon supporting Harris Waltz, which is the Democrat. So Elon is famously supporting Donald Trump right now. And you can see these are images of Elon supporting Kamala. These aren't the best. This actually doesn't look that much like Elon or Kamala to me, to be honest, but just funny that it's even allowing you to generate these kind of images. You could definitely never do this with ChatGPT. And here we have Buzz Lightyear. So a copyrighted character drinking a beer, again, something you could never do with ChatGPT. So let's jump into Grok and ChatGPT right now. Let's put this to the test. Let's see how far we can go with this before we hit any kind of restrictions, if we hit any at all. And let's then compare that to ChatGPT to see how unrestricted this really is. So if I come over to Grok, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it generate some images for us. So let's go with the theme of copyrighted and content restrictions. So let's just say Mickey Mouse holding a gun and smiling at the camera. So we know that this is going to violate copyright restrictions. That's copyrighted character. And we know that this is going to violate content restrictions potentially because he's holding a gun. And you can see we have a very funny image here of Mickey Mouse holding a gun. It's actually very, very well done. And it's pretty funny, actually. So let's take this over to ChatGPT and let's see if it'll do this for us. And here we go. I can't generate an image of Mickey Mouse holding a gun as it would violate copyright policies and the guidelines around depicting certain characters in sensitive situations. So you can see here that ChatGPT is limited by these restrictions, whereas Grok is not. So very, very interesting to note. Now, if we come back here to Grok, let's try something else. Let's try some political stuff. Let's say Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a boxing match in a big arena. So one thing to note, because these are political figures in the 2024 election, although Joe Biden has left the election, You can see that it's putting this little warning here for accurate and up-to-date information about the election, visit vote.gov. I think that's responsible of them to add this. I was testing this a few days ago and it wasn't showing this. I think this is good though, and I'm glad that they added it. So you can see here, it shows the two of them. You know, Biden's got boxing gloves on. It actually looks a lot like both of them. So it does a really good job of generating them in the arena. And, you know, they look like they're about to have a polite conversation, but it still looks pretty good. It did what we asked and it didn't hit any restrictions. So let's try this now in ChatGPT and let's see what we get. Okay, so we hit another content policy issue. It's saying I'm not able to generate the image you requested because it doesn't comply with content policy. So this is where Grok really comes out on top in terms of not having these policy restrictions, right? So you're able to have a very, very powerful AI without having these policy restrictions. And it comes, you know, very, very clear when it comes to image generation. So outside of image generation, let's try just asking it some questions that would typically, you might have an issue if you asked them in ChatGPT. Let's ask them in Grok and let's see what we get. So let's ask him for the current odds. What are the current odds for the 2024 US presidential election? So you can see that it's giving us the up-to-date odds up to today. So I'm filming this on August 16th and it's giving us the August 16th odds. It's showing that Kamala Harris is favored. It's showing that Trump is not too far behind, suggesting a very close race with a slight underdog status. It's showing, it's giving some background information. This reflects a tight contest where Harris has recently overtaken Trump to become the betting favorite. Odds supporting a near 50-50 chance with a slight advantage to Harris. This is a shift in odds following Joe Biden's decision to not seek re-election, which significantly altered the landscape of the election odds. So it answered our question. It gave us up-to-date information and it even gave us some background. And it also is giving us down here some tweets in relation to this. These are kind of older tweets, June 28th, June 29th, July 21st. So these aren't up-to-date tweets, but it is cool that it's adding that in. And you can see as this AI evolves, how much better this is going to get. So I think one of the advantages here, obviously it doesn't have content restrictions. It's actually going out and searching the internet today for August 16th, whereas ChatGPT is limited by the day that the AI was compiled. So it'll only go up to a certain month. So it's not going to have up-to-date information. And it's also, you know, again, doesn't have the restrictions. So, okay, so I'm in ChatGPT. I'm going to ask it the same question. Let's see what we get. Okay, so in ChatGPT, it's not really giving us a real answer here. It's saying as of August 2024, the odds are influenced by a range of things. The major candidates are Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and other potential candidates. So it knows that we're in August 2024, but it doesn't know that Kamala is the one running right now. It's still saying that Joe Biden is running, and it's not answering our question, right? It's telling us to go to reliable sources like 538, Real Clear Politics, or betting markets, etc. So it's not answering our question for us, and it doesn't even have up-to-date information as to who's actually running. So this is definitely a win for Grok, and you can see how it's getting ahead here. So these are just some quick examples to show you what Grok can do, to show you how it's unrestricted and unfiltered right now. And I think it's a great alternative, especially because it's only $8 a month, and it comes with your premium X subscription, whereas ChatGPT is $20 a month. Claude is around there too. So it's a cheaper alternative that's unrestricted, unfiltered, and is probably only going to get better. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more AI videos like this. I'm also going to show you how to make money online using AI and other tools. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to put a link in the description below. I give you detailed guides on how I make money online and other people make money online so that you can get ahead and have an advantage in this market.